Has he got it on? Has he got the sound on?
It's muted.
Tony, your microphone is not showing at my end. That means there's something in your settings on your computer. But anyway, listen, guys, we've got our friends waiting in the waiting room, so we're going to invite 6 people on now, and then we're going to say bye-bye to them at 7:45 and bring another 6 people on. So here we go. We've got some great people joining us. We've got Eamon, we've got Kirsten, we've got Lorraine, we've got Linda, we've got Bruno. We've got people from all over the world.
Lorraine.
Bruno.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi. Who else is there?
Hi.
Don't know if you hear me.
We can hear you.
Kirsten, yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Kirsten, how's the weather where you are in Holland? Because it's freezing and foggy where we are.
It was nice.
Nice.
Yeah, we had sun.
Oh, we're going to have to cancel that then. Good. Well, hello, everybody. Nice to see everyone. And just for everybody who is watching on social media, etc., we normally do about 20 minutes. But if you want a chance to have a chat with these guys, Jimmy, Gilly, Tony, Robin, possibly Earl, in another session, then you'll have to download the UB40 app and come and get joined in and follow us and see what we're up to and make some comments, and then you'll get invited along. How you doing, Rob?
I'm good, man. We've got some faces in tonight, haven't we?
And then some.
Eamon, Bruno and Kirsten.
Yeah.
Hello.
And we got Lorraine, we got Eamon. We've even got Tony Mullins joining us.
I know, where's he gone? He's been quiet so far.
He's up in the corner.
I'm in the corner. I'm still going parts.
Why haven't I got him? Ah, there they are.
Yeah.
Hi, Lorraine.
Hi.
And the old man hiding behind.
Oh, he's here. He's always here.
I can see him.
He's not moved in 3 months.
He hasn't.
Cool. Well, as usual on
Father Ted's gone, you know.
Where's Eamon gone?
Father Ted's
there he is.
gone. He's back. He's back.
Miraculously appeared.
Father Ted himself.
Well, what we're going to do then is we've got. Oh, I hope everybody's got some questions lined up for the band, and what we'll do is, as everybody knows, I'll have to mute everybody, and then the band can bring themselves back in, and then we'll go around and ask questions of the band. But do I have somebody who'd like to go first?
Oh God, can't we just play music instead?
No, it's not this week, I'm afraid, old son.
Don't mind going first.
Oh, Lorraine's going to go first. Right, so I'm going to mute everybody, and then Lorraine, if you can bring yourself back in. And Robin and Gilly and Tony and Jimmy. Are you there, Lorraine?
I am, yes. So I've actually got 3 questions. One's for Jimmy, one's for Robin, and one's for everybody.
Redo.
So first one's for Jimmy. Now, I don't know whether you've probably been asked this before, or I've missed the answer, but you being in your social distance perspex square, can you kind of give us an answer or a reason as to why you do that? I guess it's music-wise, but can you kind of explain why you sit in your little box at live?
Yeah, well, yes, it's for technical reasons. It's so that it's actually to protect everybody else from me. It's the equivalent of wearing a mask, I suppose. All my sneezes and me coughs get caught by the screen and don't spill over into the microphones for the singers and for the brass players. So what it does, it just keeps a separation of sound and stops you hearing me in all the other microphones.
Right.
So,
Okay.
there you go.
It also makes it a lot easier for the guy out front, because the more isolation you have on stage, the easier it is to get a good mix, a good sound out front. Because the hardest thing about a live gig is the fact that it's live and it's open, whereas in a studio everything is separate and isolated, and that's how you get a good mix. So if we can isolate Jimmy from the rest of us, it makes a massive difference because he's a very noisy boy.
At least that's what they've told me anyway. Personally, I think there are other reasons as well for them wanting to isolate me into my own little separate chamber. And I must admit, it does sometimes feel like I'm sitting in a gas chamber. I'm waiting to fill up slowly.
The thing is, though, Jimmy, I understand all those technical reasons, but why do they make you continue in that Perspex box on the tour bus and in the hotel?
I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me.
No, it's strange.
I told you not to bring that up, Paul.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I forgot about that one. Lorraine, what's your next question?
Okay, hello, Martin. Well, this was inspired by Martin's question on Facebook earlier, where he asked, he posted a picture of Robin, a young Robin and a Robin as you are now, and he asked what the older Robin would say to the younger Robin now. So it was a kind of question I had in my head for every band member, but as Martin put it out there, I thought I'd ask you on the Zoom chat tonight.
Yeah, well, I was actually going to answer it on Facebook, but Paul said save it for tonight, so I did. But pretty much Kirsten got it right, I think, because she said that you know, the older me would warn the younger me about the mistakes that we've made over the years. You know, people have said, you know, buy shares in Microsoft and buy shares in Apple and buy shares. I don't think I would have done that at all. I'd just have I'd have learnt the lessons that would have made sure that we actually got the money that we earned ourselves, instead of being not ripped off, but not properly. You know, we weren't signed up for any of the collection agencies, so we lost out on tens of millions of pounds over the years, which is very upsetting. You know, but it's just something you learn to live with. But obviously, if I could go back and tell my younger self, I would say get registered with every collection agency, and that would have made a difference to all of our lives.
Thank you.
And what about the other way around? What would the young Robin tell the older Robin?
God, you got fat.
Well, you haven't changed very much, Robin, to be fair. You haven't changed very much.
I'm about 50 pounds heavier. But well, maybe only 30 pounds now because I've lost a bit. But yeah, another thing I would tell my younger self is when you stop smoking, don't start eating, and for Christ's sake, stay out the cake kitchen.
A bit difficult.
Yeah, a little bit difficult when you got one in your garden, yeah.
Well, exactly, but that's
the cake bird. Yeah, that's what can you do?
But she wasn't a cake bird, you know. But that was the thing. We stopped smoking. And she started making cake at around about the same time. And I literally gained 50 pounds in about 3 or 4 months. I substituted smoking, as lots of people do, you know, I substituted a fag with a cake.
Eating the profits.
So I was doing approximately 40 cakes a day.
What about yourself, Jimmy? Can we extend that question to you as well, Lorraine's question about?
It's a bit of a difficult question to ask us because, in some ways, you know, there may be some kind of regret that you didn't do something or whatever. But in the end, we can't really say to ourselves we wanted things to be any different because we're the luckiest people in the world. So it's kind of we're the wrong people to ask for that.
Certainly wouldn't change the life that we've led, or wouldn't change, you know, the success that we've had for anything. You know, it's given us a fantastic life. Without
and not only that, sometimes in life your mistakes lead you to the next chapter, which means meeting somebody or doing something different or whatever. So I suppose
except that, you know, I'm not trying to correct mistakes. It's not mistakes that we've made. We made wrong choices in our careers, and I wouldn't change any of those because, as you say, you know, whatever path you take leads to another. You know, and you know, I wouldn't change any of that. But the only difference I would make sure is that we were registered with collection agencies by our idiot manager who didn't register us. You know, and we discovered 20 years later that we weren't registered. Which was, you know, a massive shock to all of us, but
out of incompetence,
that made a massive difference to our financial situation now, you know.
Yeah, and that I understand was out of incompetence rather than malice.
Absolutely. There's nobody ripped us off. It was just literally, as you say, incompetence. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Lorraine. Last.
From an administrative point of view, the music business is really, really complicated. It's a very complex business, and you don't realise that when you start learning your guitar or your drums or whatever.
Yeah.
But you need to be on it, and we weren't.
I think 99% of all musicians put their trust in management. People that look after them and expect them to be to do the job properly and look after them. And so many times it's either it's not done properly and they're not looked after, or they get looked after by bad people who steal off them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that is also right in our business.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. All right, good answers. Lorraine, have you got your last question?
No end, that hasn't it?
Hey?
It cheers us all up, that has now.
No end, yeah.
Will, this one. So this is out to everybody. So perhaps Gilly would like to answer first. So what would be your...
Do you trust me?
I don't know about that.
I don't.
Young ears aren't here tonight, so you're all right.
No lobsters.
And what would be your perfect day?
My perfect day.
Day or day?
Back on tour right now would be a perfect day.
That would be nice.
You know what I mean?
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Tony, what would be your perfect day? Probably something to do with exercise.
Taking his top off and posting it on Instagram.
Yeah, maybe that and all. Yeah, something like that. I'd like to be on tour. I miss fucking language. I miss messing around with my mates.
Yeah. No, it's a long time since we've seen you, and we can't wait really. So whether it's going to be March next year, we don't know, do we? Hope so. Fingers crossed.
So do we.
Yeah, Martin, what's your perfect day?
I could mention loads, but given the current situation, I would say it would be doing a show right now or rehearsing with the guys, definitely.
Yeah.
At this very moment in time, that would be probably number one. Yeah.
I think that's
we're all pumping for that one. Would give anything to be on stage.
Even a rehearsal would be good right now. Just to
Band rehearsal would be lovely. I'd love to do that.
yeah.
It's not even just. Sorry.
Realistically, Robin, what do you think the chances are then of touring? Your tour going ahead in March here?
Realistically, not very good. I think the promoter has already been in touch with us this week to talk about moving the dates again. So sorry, Linda. I know this really gets you down.
We were actually booked to come and see you in Brentwood, and I read in the week that Brentwood have actually closed the venue now. So
well, that's an inevitable. That's an inevitable result of lockdown, isn't it? So many venues are going to close. Maybe not the big ones because they make enough money to be able to ride the storm often, but smaller venues, medium-sized venues are going to go to the wall. There's so many of them that are going to go to the wall, but what can you do? It's a horrible situation.
There's hope.
And this government ain't helping anybody, not in this business.
No. Yeah. Oh, sorry if I've made everyone feel sad.
Yeah. Thanks, Lorraine. Yeah. See you next week.
Questions now.
Here again.
I'm smiling for a change.
Oh, well, thank you anyway. Oh, I'd just like to say thank you so much for these Sunday Zoom sessions as well, because I watch them every week. They're brilliant. And I know you take time out to do it. And Robin, you don't get to eat your roast dinner till 10 o'clock. I know Lucy another week. So thank you so much, because I really enjoy them. Thank you.
Oh, lovely. Thanks, Ray. Thanks, Lorraine.
Thanks, guys. And just a reminder for everybody watching on who's just tuned in on social media, this stream's about to cut, but if you want to hear these brilliant questions that these people from all around the world have, then go and download the UB40 app, because it's just brilliant, isn't it, guys?
Yeah.
Absolutely fabulous.
Fantastic.
We're going to have to get a wiggle on here, Paul.
You're correct. We certainly are. Who's next? What about Eamon? He looks like he's just taking a drink and got himself prepared.
Father Ted.
Come on, Father Ted.
Unmute yourself, Eamon.
Can you hear me?